Hi everybody, Alan Stern here, and in this clip I'm going to give you a complete walkthrough on how to use our driver information centers in our Chevrolet products. So locating the driver information center is usually very easy. It is always right in front of you. Controlling it is another story that's going to vary from car to car. We're in an Equinox. Let's take a look at how to use it. Now, controlling your driver information center is going to vary on each one of the vehicles, and I'm going to go through all of them later on in this clip. Today we're in an Equinox, so we control it using these 4 buttons that are right down here. Now, if we direct our attention right to the center of the screen, we're going to see that there's 2 tabs. The menu button, which is found all the way over to the left, is going to control each tab. You'll see that there's a trip menu, and there's also an option page. When we scroll through our trip menu, using the buttons that are in the middle, we'll see things such as our speedometer. We'll also see navigation through OnStar. We'll see a trip timer. We'll see your average vehicle speed, instantaneous fuel economy, average fuel economy based on the life of the vehicle, fuel range, and 2 trip odometers. Now our next tab is our option. When we're there, that's our oil life monitor, which is going to calculate based on the amount of miles that you drive and the time that has been since your last oil change when you're going to want to do that. New for 2014, Chevrolet has a complimentary maintenance plan for 2 years or 24,000 miles, whichever one comes first. During that time span, you're given 4 complimentary oil changes and 2 complimentary tire rotations within the 2 years, 24,000 mile period, and you're going to want to get your oil changed right at 20%. Other things that are in your option page are going to include switching the unit from US to metric in case you go from US to Mexico to Canada, and your tire pressure, and it does an individual readout for each tire. Now that I've walked you through how to use your driver information center and your oil life monitor on the Equinox, let's take a look at some of our other Chevy products. Now we're in a Chevy Cruze. The Cruze, the Camaro, and the Malibu basically have the same driver information center. Some of them are full color, some of them are just monochrome like the Cruze, but they're all going to operate the same way. Instead of controlling your information center with 4 buttons in the dash, we see there's nothing here, we're going to control them on our turn signal. Now if we look at our turn signal on the left side, we'll see that there's the menu button, which is going to flip from trip to option. Now as far as scrolling through something, what we're going to want to do is twist the end of our turn signal. And then we're going to see that's going to change the display that we're on. Alright, so now we're in a Tahoe. The information center on here is found in our Avalanche, our Express Cargo, our previous generation Silverado, and our Suburban. Now here's the buttons that control everything. This is located in the upper left portion of your instrument panel. The display is a little bit different here. We're going to see it right underneath the tachometer in front of you. If we take a look at these 4 buttons right over here, this is basically your trip menu, and this is your option menu, and this is your vehicle settings menu, and this is to confirm any settings that are changed right here. Alright, so now we're in a Chevy Volt. We're going to notice that our information center and our controls are much different than anything else that we've covered so far. Let's take a look. Those 3 buttons right over there is how we control our information center on the Volt. The config is going to change your display that's going on up front. The back button is to return to the previous screen. The select button does 2 things. Obviously it's going to select whatever you're looking at, and that rotary dial is going to control what we're looking at on our information center. Now this is our basic display in the Volt. In order to get to anything on the information center, we're going to want to go ahead and press that select button. As I mentioned before, that rotary knob is going to cycle through anything else that is in our information center. Alright, now we're in a Chevy Spark. Alright, so this little guy over here is the information center on the Spark. We'll see the display is quite a bit smaller than what we're used to. Now our information center controls are on the right hand side of it. As far as controlling it, we press the menu button and it's going to cycle through different things. When we get to this screen, we don't have an actual tire pressure monitor in this that you can see, but if you use our Remote Link app, you can see a digital readout of your tire pressure. There's just not enough room on this screen to show it. And then here's our oil life monitor, and then change from US to metric. All right, now let's take a look at the Sonic. Now the display on your Sonic's actually quite a bit like the Spark that we just covered, except you're gonna operate that through your turn signal, just like some of the other cars that we covered. All right, so now we're in a 2014 Traverse. Our information center controls are very similar to the ones as I covered in the Tahoe clip from earlier. They're located right down here. You still have the 4 buttons, and our display is gonna be virtually in the same spot. All right, so now we're in the 2014 Impala. This is the one that everybody seems to have questions on. This operating system is also found in our 2014 Silverado. A very similar one is found in our 2014 Corvette Stingray. And this is the one that is going to be on the 2015 Chevy Tahoe and Suburban. Let's take a look. So we see the display here is very similar to what we're used to. The difference is we control it quite a bit differently to these steering wheel controls right here. This menu is going to work from left to right. What do I mean by that? We press the left button right here, and we're going to see all these tabs pull up. I'm going to give you a detailed walkthrough of this whole operating system in one of our other videos. But our driver information center is our first tab. Once we're on that, we can scroll through by pressing the up or down buttons right here. Thanks again for watching. We really appreciate it. I'm Alan Stern, and if you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to stop by, see me in person. I'll walk you through it.